Hello, and today we're doing Champions League quarter-final second leg predictions for the 2020 to 21 season. And it's a big round of games kicking off 8 o'clock tonight. We have Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. We have Borussia Dortmund versus Manchester City. That one's tomorrow. Porto host Chelsea. And of course, other way around. I think Chelsea host Porto. And we've also got the game between the likes of Real Madrid and Liverpool at Anfield. So it'll be interesting to see which way that one swings. So we're going to do our predictions, talk a little bit about our fantasy team as well, because, you know, we've got our fantasy team locked in for this game week. And I say game week, it's round of, quarterfinal, second leg. But you know what I mean. Yeah, let's get into the predictions and what is going to be the scoring system this time around. Let's go for 3 points for the correct result. And then let's say it's going to be 5 points for the correct score. And if you get the correct result and the goal difference, 4 points. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get cracking then with these Champions League quarter-final second leg predictions. Now, I of course did my first leg predictions. So let's quickly, before we forget to do that, let's look over those first leg predictions, see how many we got right. And I've got to be honest, I don't think it went too well. So just bear with me whilst I play that.
These are the champions.
Yeah, whatever.
Hello, and today we're doing Champions League predictions for match day. Oh no, it's not match day, it's the quarterfinals. Unbelievable scenes. It's a massive moment in the competition because we have our final 8 teams and it is crunch time in this part of the competition. Now, say what you like, it's going to be tasty, it's going to be interesting, and most importantly, it's going to be dramatic. So let's see who takes the advances in these quarterfinals in their dream to get Champions League glory. Well, anyone can win it, of course. It's a very much coveted and much fought for trophy. But, you know, you've got teams this season, so many of them look like they could do it. So it's a hard one to call. But we are going to, first of all, before we do our quarterfinal predictions, we're doing a little intro of our fantasy team and what our fantasy team looks like this week. We've had a major overhaul, basically, and the reason for that, because I just want to change things up. So, we have made the following transfers as part of a wild card. Yes, it's activated. So, the transfers have been Kylian Mbappe out, controversial, but, you know, he missed his penalty for France, and I think, yeah, it feels right to get rid. But the player I'm bringing in, a player who scored in the final all the way back in 2018, or maybe it was 2019, I don't know. It's Karim Benzema. He's going to come in as a little differential pick because everyone's got Mbappe, and Mbappe's done well for me, but yeah, I've had enough. Then De Bruyne is gone because he's not getting many goals this season. In comes Phil Foden, Champions League legend. Then we've got Nacho going, and in comes David Alaba, solid Bayern Munich defender. Pembele, which was just like a bench player I had, he's gone. Joao Cancelo comes in. What an upgrade. Then Rashi from Dortmund comes out because, again, he was just a bench option. In comes Luka Modric. Unbelievable scenes. And Sergio Oliveira goes for wonder kid from Bayern Munich, Musiala. Musiala is a great player who will come off the bench and score, and I rate that. So I've switched it up quite a fair bit there. But in terms of our selection, we've got Benzema against Liverpool. You might as well score. We've gone captaincy. It's bold, but Erling Haaland. I mean, Haaland is going to play his maybe former Manchester City, or not former, to be Manchester City team. So he's got a point to prove for Guardiola. And also I think that Haaland is probably right now the best striker along with Lewandowski. Lewandowski's obviously injured now. So I've just realised that. Lewandowski's injured. Oh, you're actually taking the mick. I've only just realised that. So I knew that all along because it happened in international action. But now I've realised that is a problem for my team. So captain is Haaland, but next to him, I had Lewandowski. So, right, that is calling for immediate action. He's got to go right now. And because it is the wild card, I can just make changes when I like. So that's, not the worst thing in the world. But it is a bit of a nightmare because I'd completely forgotten that he got himself injured. So anyway, we've got Benzema, then we've got Haaland, captain. Should we get Mbappe back? I mean, I don't know. They're playing Bayern Munich, but without Lewandowski, you'd say maybe it's easier for Mbappe to shine down the other end of the pitch. Oh, I don't know. It's too difficult to decide. We're going to get Mbappe back. All right, it's just a little bit weird, but it probably has to be done.
It's got to be done.
So, Lewandowski, see you later. 12.1 million. What a waste. And in comes 11 million Mbappe with 1.1 remaining going into the next week. So actually, with 1.1, I might as well spend that money and, use it somewhere. So for that reason, we'll take out Musiala because he's only a prospect. We'll get a bit more of a better midfielder in. So that gives us 6.3 million to work with. I hope there are some good players for that. Not brilliant, but we got Casemiro from Liverpool. That will do us. That's enough.
Against Liverpool, not.
I know that we've already got Modric, but it's just a bench player. So Lewandowski to Mbappe, Musiala to Casemiro. That's pretty nice. That's confirmed. So what is our lineup? It's Benzema, Haaland captain v Man City, Mbappe versus Bayern, then Diogo Jota against Real Madrid. Hopefully Jota does well. I know that I'm getting players from both sides and ultimately one of them is going to be knocked out, but, it is what it is. I don't really care at this point. Foden against Dortmund. Hopefully he does some bits. Modric, quality player. Koeman against PSG. We've got Alaba against PSG. Azpilicueta against Porto. And then Hummels against Man City. And the goalie, Keylor Navas. What a baller. Now, obviously, in an ideal situation, all these players get points. But it's 2 legs, remember. So they could still get points even if one compromises the other. E.g., Lewandowski, Kingsley Coman doesn't score, but it still gets me a clean sheet for Keylor Navas. So, yeah, there's going to be swings and roundabouts, and there's going to be some players, not getting points because of it, but at the end of the day, I don't really mind it. So I like this team, and we're going to stick with it, but we just quickly make a quick change, because in terms of the bench, we've got the Scott Carson, just irrelevant goalie. Then first sub, we've actually gone with Cancelo because he could get attacking returns against Dortmund. Second sub, Marquinhos, then Casemiro. That's confirmed. That is locked in. Let's get predicting Champions League match day, quarter-final time.
So before we get into how I did in my Champions League first leg quarter-final predictions, let me just wrap up how we did in that fantasy team. So I basically made another late change, classic me, but basically, with Champions League fantasy football, there's the option to change your captaincy mid-game week. So if they haven't already played, you can take a captaincy armband off a player that has played and gamble that the player you put it on, who's yet to play, can score more points. And that's what I did. I gambled. I put it on Mbappe against Bayern Munich, and he delivered. What a legend. 2 goals, 10 points, making it 20 for the captain. Thank you very much. Haaland did get an assist against Man City, but I was looking for more than that, and I got more from Mbappe. So 5 for Haaland, 3 for Coman, bit disappointing, but Phil Foden comes through with a massive 8 points. You love to see it. He got the winner, of course, in that game. Modric, love to see it, 7 points, will take the assist. Jota, 2 points, very disappointing. Alaba, 3 points, tough opposition, I suppose. Unlikely clean sheet, but we made a late decision, and that decision was in auto subs. Sometimes you can sub out players that you think, aren't gonna haven't got many points already, and they sub in a player that's still yet to play, just like with captaincy, but with substitutions. And I went with Marquinhos getting subbed in as my decision, and it was a great decision because he went and scored 8 points. Love it. Hummels, 2 points, not good, and then Azpilicueta, 7 points. Clean sheet, thank you very much. Don't mind it at all. 4 points from Keylor Navas, but he makes them save points, so it's not the worst in the world. So yeah, all in all, what a week in Champions League fantasy. The captain delivers. It's a bit of a shame about Cancelo and Casemiro, who were sitting on the bench. 10 points between them is what it is, but it's still a great score and so many points around the team. We finished on 69 points. So how many can we get in the second legs of these quarterfinals? Well, I'll talk about my new Champions League fantasy team at the end of these predictions. But let's quickly have a little look at how we did for the Champions League first leg predictions. Let's get cracking.
So let's start off with the games. And we have a few interesting ones, I think. Certainly that Chelsea game, you'd say maybe Chelsea have got a bit lucky there with the draw, but still, Porto, they do put up a fight. But instead, we're going to start with Real Madrid-Liverpool. That's on Tuesday, and it's a big game, obviously a repeat of that final a few years ago. And will Bale play? Well, no, because he plays for Spurs. But the main thing is Liverpool have improved their goalkeeper a lot since then. Alisson is much, much better. But as we've seen this season, he's prone to mistakes, and he has made mistakes. So in this first leg of the quarter-final, I'm going for a Real Madrid win. And I'm saying that Liverpool will...
Oh, hello. What's happened here?
...fight, but it won't be enough. Liverpool to lose by 2-1.
Oh, it's close, but no cigar. Still, correct result. And I think I've said it was 3 points for the correct result. I don't know. But anyway, correct result. It finished 3-1 to Real Madrid. 2 from Victor and Vinicius Jr., I should say. 1 from Asensio and 1 from Mo Salah in that second half. So, important away goal for the Reds, but Real Madrid by far the better team. And Real Madrid just really got Liverpool over the top. Trent was struggling on the break, and Vinicius Jr. just cut him open. That pass from Toni Kroos just wonderfully spread to Vinicius, and he just took it on the chest, slotted it past Alisson, and really it was one of those games that's just too one-sided. So Liverpool have got a mountain to climb at Anfield, a place this season where they haven't been getting many wins, but Champions League, you never know.
And goal scorers, Diogo Jota with the first one, then Luka Modric equalises, and Karim Benzema gets the second. Right, now with Man City versus Dortmund, and this is another big game. Man City will be one of the favourites, I think, for the title, to get that Champions League. They want the quadruple, and they've got an amazing squad. Dortmund, the same. They've got Haaland, they've got Sancho, they've got so many good players, but I just fancy Man City, especially at the Etihad. Man City 3, Dortmund 1.
Oh, I don't believe it. So, just because of my luck, I go and swap the scores around from Man City and from the Real Madrid game. So I should have predicted 2-1 in the Man City game, but I actually went with 2-1 in the Real Madrid game, and I went with 3-1 in the City game, but it was 2-1 to Pep Guardiola's team against his former rivals, Borussia Dortmund, as he was Bayern Munich manager. So ultimately, a very good win for Man City. De Bruyne, once again, getting a goal. We transferred him out, not ideal, but it's fine because he's coming back in this week. Spoiler alert. And then, of course, the equaliser, Marco Reus. Nice little option for the fantasy, but you'd imagine Man City go through. Who knows? It's at Dortmund, so it's going to be a tough test for the citizens. But yeah, Marco Reus, very good player, of course, and got the equaliser. But Phil Foden, the guy in our team, steps up for the winner. And what a great wonder kid he is. And, with people like Erling Haaland, there's a lot of good players in that Dortmund team. But another wonder kid is, of course, Jadon Sancho, ex-Man City player, Ilkay Gundogan, ex-Dortmund player, but Phil Foden was instead the wonder kid that steps up to the plate and gets Man City the win. So, once again, correct result, not correct score though, so let's move on.
Goal scorers, in my opinion, it will be, first of all, a wonderful goal from Max Hummels, and that will be a headed assist by Erling Haaland. And that will be a solid return. And then Man City turn it around with goals of their own from Phil Foden. And then a great goal on his starting to fare well for Manchester City, Sergio Aguero. And the third goal for Man City, Bernardo Silva.
Didn't even
then we've
get
got
subbed on.
Bayern against PSG. This is on the Wednesday, 8 o'clock kickoff. Big game, of course. It sees the repeat of the final last season. And Kingsley Coman was the man to make the difference. A player we've got in our fantasy team. So he's definitely going to score. But I do think PSG are actually looking much, much better this season. And Mbappe has pretty much been the reason for that. So without Lewandowski, I think PSG will get the win. And Bayern will have to hope they can do something at the Parc des Princes. So Bayern Munich 1, PSG 2.
Again, very close, but we get the correct goal difference, I suppose. Because we said a narrow 1-goal win in deficit for PSG. It was 3-2 in the end. What a game. I mean, fantastic. Choupo-Moting, the absolute scenes against his former team, and he gets another goal in the Champions League. He used to play for Stoke City, but no, Choupo-Moting is just shocking everyone, and got the equaliser after another goal so early on from Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe, though, was back for more in the 68th minute after Marquinhos had scored a 28th minute header, and Muller making it a goal as well for him. So it was a very nervy game. Mbappe, though, had the final touch, had the final say, and it's another correct result and goal difference this time. So I guess it's a bit more than 3 points or 1 point or whatever the scoring system was. I don't know, but that's what you'll have to see. Very good prediction from me.
Very tight one, but I think these 2-1s are probably going to be frequent in the quarterfinals. So goal scorers here. First goal is going to be Bayern.
I said 2-1s frequent, and there was 1-2-1 in the whole thing. So unfortunately, we went for that 2-1 in the wrong games, not the Man City one. That is what it is.
Kingsley Coman. If I'm right in thinking, Coman used to play for PSG. Am I right? I probably am. And the goal scorers for PSG will be Kylian Mbappe first, and then the second, let's go for midfielder Verratti. And finally, we have Porto against Chelsea.
Okay, Verratti was a pretty bad shout because he tested positive for the virus, so that was bad timing. But anyway, let's get into the final game, and then we'll get round to this leg of the predictions.
Game, and Chelsea will fancy their chances here. Obviously, it's funny because, you know, we used to have Mourinho as Chelsea manager, and he would have thought this game a very interesting one, going back to his homeland, Portugal. So I'm going to go for a Chelsea win, not a Porto win, because I think Chelsea are probably stronger in this tie. But, you know, Porto could easily make an upset, so watch out for them. But I'm saying Porto 0, Chelsea 2.
Oh, he's gone and got it. Wow. What a lovely little prediction that is. Bang on. Can we get the scorers right?
Going into the second leg. And the goals for Chelsea in this clean sheet, I think, will come from Cesar Azpilicueta and Hakim Ziyech.
No, not the goal scorers. But I tell you what, that is a quality prediction. Thank you very much. Correct score, maximum points. The goals, in fact, came from Mason Mount, what a great teenager, and Ben Chilwell. Both very good prospects and good players for Chelsea. Signed for Frank Lampard, and now this season Ben Chilwell the same. But obviously at the start of the season, when Chelsea were a bit better form and Tuchel had to come in and kind of sort it out. But yeah, Chilwell with a massive goal to clinch it on 85 minutes, and we move up next to our second leg predictions. So let's get cracking with those. And we've got the first game to do between PSG and Bayern Munich. So 3-2 on aggregate to the home side. So it's big test here for Bayern Munich. They've got a lot to do. They've got to get away goals. They've got to get goals early in the game to take the initiative. It's really all happening, and it's a tough one for the German Giants. But, you know, Lewandowski, I'm pretty sure, is still out. So that is a big problem. He's their star man, really. And he was actually last season's Champions League top scorer. So he actually netted in both legs against Lazio in the last 16. But he won't be there, I don't think. I don't think he will. And it's another game where it's a repeat of last season's final. Kingsley Coman, the ex-PSG winger, can he do something for Bayern Munich in this game? Let's find out. But I just feel like PSG, they're looking much better this season than their final from that year, and they've learnt their lesson. Mbappe's quality, Neymar will be back on form, I'd imagine, and it just looks right now that defence is looking very solid. Keylor Navas, quality goalkeeper, and Marquinhos and Kimpembe form a very good partnership. Marquinhos is a doubt for the game, so he might not play, but they've just got great squad strength and strength in depth. So I'm going to go for a Paris Saint-Germain win on the night and on aggregate. So Paris Saint-Germain 2, Bayern Munich 1. So therefore, on aggregate, PSG 4, Bayern Munich 3. All right, let's tell you what my predicted scorers are for this first game. I shall go for, in this 2-1 Paris Saint-Germain victory, goals from Neymar, and then for the visitors, David Alaba, and the winner for PSG is Kylian Mbappe. Who else? Right, let's move on to the next game. which is between Porto and Chelsea. This one's at Stamford Bridge, though. And, Chelsea at home have been fairly comfortable, but Porto, that we can't rule them out. They're certainly a decent team, and I think Sergio Oliveira might be back for this game after he had a slight, injury or a suspension or something that missed out the last game. And he was, their hero, really, in the last 16. Despite losing 3-2, the second leg, they had enough away goals to ensure going through, and he was the main reason for that. He's been in absolutely epic form this season. 16 league goals and assists combined, and he'll be another key man if he is going to play. Kai Havertz has started to pick up a little bit of form, and he knows all about the Portuguese side after bagging a combined 4 goals and assists against them in the last season's Europa League. The ex-Bayer Leverkusen player have, of course, been used as a striker in recent games. Will it be the same again? Well, Timo Werner has got something to offer, even if it's not been 100% amazing. He's still a good player, and he's got pace. It's just he needs confidence. And you could play Olivier Giroud in that position. Giroud, we know, has got quality off the bench and quality he wants to give, but it's just whether he gets the game. Now, I just feel that at home, Chelsea will have enough to be confident. I thought Porto, if anything, if they were going to cause a struggle for Chelsea, would do it at home. So I'm just fancying Chelsea here. They have had a bit of defensive problems recently. 5 goals against West Brom, not a clean sheet against Palace. But I think this is going to be a change from that. And I would say Mendy's to keep a clean sheet, and it'll end Porto 0, Chelsea 1. And the only goal will be a ball whipped in by Cesar Azpilicueta and finished by Mason Mount once again. So a very narrow win there for Thomas Tuchel's team. Now let's move on to Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. Oh, sorry. What am I on about? That was the Champions League of the last season. No. So just to confirm, on aggregate, that would be Chelsea 1, Porto 0. So 3-0 on aggregate from the 2 legs. Liverpool v Real Madrid, 1-3 on aggregate to Real Madrid, and it's a real mountain to climb for Liverpool. An away goal here for Real Madrid would be a disaster, but I've just got a feeling that is going to happen. So I'm going to go for Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 1. And I think it's going to be the first goal for Liverpool from the forward that goes by the name of Roberto Firmino, and then Real Madrid get an important equaliser to make it, on aggregate, Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 4, and the goal is scored by Karim Benzema after a wonderful solo run from Vinicius Jr. to slot in the French forward. Right, now we've got Dortmund against Man City, 1-2 on aggregate to Pep Guardiola's men, and it's obviously another big game in this part of the competition. Can Manchester City do enough? I think they can. Despite the fact that it's at Dortmund, I think that City will just be too strong. And I've just got a feeling that a good defensive display for Man City is going to come in this game. So let's go for Dortmund 0, Manchester City 3. I know, big one. But goal scorers in this one for the Citizens, I'll go for Phil Foden, then Joao Cancelo, and the third one, once again, it's always a Belgian, it's Kevin De Bruyne. So that's 3-0 to City, and on aggregate, it ends Borussia Dortmund 1, Manchester City 5. And that wraps up my predictions for the second legs of these quarterfinals. Smash a like on the video, comment your score predictions down below. The first game kicks off at 8 o'clock, and make sure you comment your thoughts on the video. Thanks for watching, smash a like on it. I shall see you next time. But before we do, don't forget, let's talk about our fantasy team. Now, my fantasy team, last week, as I said, scored 69 points. But what can we do this week? It's called Haaland. It's called Haaland Braut me goals, because it's Erling Braut Haaland. But anyway, there's a bit of irony with that because, we don't actually have Haaland anymore. We sold him. Mainly because I think with what Man City will do, they'll probably win and they'll probably put on a defensive masterclass. So I doubt that Haaland will go through to the next round. So there's no point of having him now because he's just going to be a waste. But we've done a bit of a reckless move, I'll admit. At this point in time, Champions League fantasy is not as important as other fantasies. So we've gone and done a minus 16 hit. It is what it is. We're setting our team up for future weeks. We probably won't make any transfers unless we get injuries in the semi-finals. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. So with these transfers, right now, let's talk through them. Basically, we've brought in Neymar for Musa Marega. It was previously Haaland, but then we've gone for Neymar. We got in KDB for Kingsley Coman. It's got to be done. The Belgian is legendary. We've sold Diogo Jota, who I just don't think is quite cutting it at the minute. And Vinicius Jr. has come in because I think that Real Madrid could go far in this competition. We've sold Modric because we've already got Casemiro, and we want to get Mason Mount in because I just rate his chances against Porto. And Marquinhos, as we mentioned, has that injury doubt, so he's got to go. In comes Pavard, just in case Bayern Munich get the win. And we've also sold Max Hummels for the Liverpool youngster Ryan Williams, basically because we think Dortmund will probably lose anyway, but also we just need to balance the money, balance that budget. So, yeah, that's my team in terms of transfers. And in terms of lineup, well, first of all, I'm going with a Mbappe captaincy just because it's Mbappe. Like, he can score against anyone. He's quality. He's so good. I did think about the Benzema captaincy. He loves to play Liverpool and usually scores against them. And also Neymar, he's a great player. Or even KDB, Foden. There's so many options because, this team is just too good. But let's talk about the team in a second. I just, could change the captaincy midway through, as we mentioned. That is a part of the Champions League fantasy rules. So we could always change it from Mbappe, but Mbappe is pretty solid. So yeah, let's get into my lineup. Obviously, the minus 16 hit is not ideal, but I couldn't care less, to be honest. The team is looking nice. So let's talk through then that team, and then we'll talk about our overall rank and our overall points. So up front, we've got Benzema, Mbappe captain, and Neymar. Midfield, Kevin De Bruyne, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, Vinicius Jr. Ho, lovely. And the defence, Cesar Azpilicueta, with the best fixture this week of Porto. David Alaba against PSG, hopefully some attacking assists. And Joao Cancelo against Dortmund. And then in goal, Keylor Navas against Bayern Munich. The bench, Scott Carson, Benjamin Pavard, Casemiro, and Reece Williams. And that is our team locked in for game week number Champions League quarterfinal second leg. There's not a game week number. I always think there is. But our overall points, 544, and we're on a rank of 49,000. Pretty solid, if you do say so myself. So thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video. Comment your thoughts on my fantasy team and my predictions. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.